So hello everyone, welcome to my review Darling In the Franxx episode 19. The true story is out, right? The revealing episode of Dr.Franxx backstory. It was a very important episode, of course, in a lot of aspects. I mean, I would argue say the most important episode for the whole world building, right? We have for a long time now, pretty much the whole anime waited for, of course, a lot of truth, right? So the episode here when they tell us kind of like, okay, we had the start and so on. It didn't actually explain everything. It didn't explain the ape, right? So I'm still believing in my general ape matrix theory, links for below for that. I think that could be accurate. If anything, I think this episode actually kind of hinted more to that, right? Because the ape kind of comes there, and there's kind of a science people that no one knows where they're coming from. So I don't know, it's like an advanced AI thing. I think that is a possibility. But anyway, so what we do know now then is that Dr.Franxx then, in 2025, he was doing cloning, I guess before that as well. And the importance of him doing cloning, I guess, is two things. The immortality thing, of course also Zerotwo, his daughter, right? So Dr.Franxx is her father, I suppose. It wasn't really clear exactly how it worked, but I'm guessing with the ending there, when he gets the queen's hair, right? And I love that scene. He was like, yes, best girl! I got it! Like, this will be awesome! That was nice. Like he knew he was creating best girl. He knew it, right? But I'm guessing, because this is how I would do it, that if to create a test tube baby, he would take a man's DNA, right, and the female there. So probably himself, right? I think it was heavily hinted to that. It wasn't actually mentioned, but it was like extremely hinted to that he was trying to create first a clone or a baby, just like taking the different DNAs from him and his wife, right, Carina, and after that she died and so on, and he was like, whatever, I hate life now. And then of course he meets the queen, right? So it's like, I think he took his own DNA, queen DNA, right, and then he created Zerotwo from that. So test baby from their DNA. He's probably, so yeah, he's her father. He's half Dr.Franxx baby, probably. But one other thing I do think though, which is a possibility, is that there's some Carina in here, because it kind of felt like he was like building the baby from him and Carina, right? And then it's like, oh, I wasn't here to. They kind of threw in the hair in that mix. So it might be that she's kind of like, I don't know, half, 25% Dr.Franxx, Werner, 25% Carina, and 50% the queen, or something like that. I don't know. But I think that kind of was like, it was a bit ambiguous there. It's probably a possibility as well. But he's definitely used his own DNA, I think, there. That's the only reasonable thing he would do it, is to kind of create the baby, right, without just making a pure clone. Otherwise she should be blue and so on. Yeah, why is she red, right? Otherwise she would be blue. Otherwise she would be a strict clone of the queen. It has to be half human or something like that. So I think that's the most important thing with this backstory, definitely, how Zerotwo was created. Otherwise we learn, of course, is the ape. They are always after that magma, right? So I think that even this isn't really explained here, but the klaxx, again, this isn't really explained, still mystery of those. The queen's probably gonna explain it later, but I do think, right, that the klaxx is a kind of earth defense thing, right? It's a lot of anime has the thing where the earth kind of like creates its own. Oh, you're trying to eat me, you're trying to eat this magma from my body. Okay, earth is creating the klaxx, right, probably to defend themselves from the evil humans, or humans, whatever the apes are. I think that's probably how the klaxx are still. I think that's reasonable to assume. And then I think it's interesting because we kind of learn that Zeroma's parents and so on, which I think still have parents, in the same way that how Dr.Franxx is probably the parent of Zerotwo by his DNA. Zeroma's mother probably donated her DNA, right? His father's DNA, and they kind of created a baby from that. So, but they apparently are really old, right? They apparently everyone's immortal. It's a big thing. So they're probably immortal, and probably do have something like that. But then, of course, we have the Papa meeting. We have the Papa conquer. Yeah, I feel that it kind of felt that the Papa was like, well, you can be free, right? Because I felt kind of like the Papa kind of was feeling that, well, you're all gonna die anyway. So I can say anything to you guys. He's like, yes, Roma, you can be free if you defeat the queen and so on. Yeah, right. So I guess it's gonna happen. Either that way, or the Papa was like, well, if they actually defeat the queen, we can finally just eat up the planet, right? conquer the planet, or more like resource conquer the planet and lead the planet or whatever. Doesn't really matter anymore. We're gonna be immortal and so on. Nothing matters. So yeah, do whatever you want. If you actually beat the queen, you can do whatever you want. If you down and fail, you don't have to care because you're dead, right? But generally, the episode, of course, really focused on Dr.Franxx, right? And I think one issue with it, not an issue, but it's a little predictable, right? On good and in bad terms. I mean, you see the episode and you're like, Carina's gonna die. There's no way you're gonna have a backstory here with Dr.Franxx, and it's gonna be like he's like a young teacher, scientist, meets his female scientist that's within him. It's like, you're this awesome Dr. Werner Frank. It's like, yeah, whatever. And like, no, there's no way, right, that she's gonna die. So I think that was like a little. I watching the episode, I'm like, this guy is gonna lose love of his life. There is no way this was gonna happen. And I'll say it's pretty bad with that, but it does have that issue. I would argue for it. It's like, of course it's gonna happen. There's no way that was gonna happen, right? So, you know how that is in storylines. You just sit there and wait for it. But on that note, though, I was throwing it out during my reaction video. I was like, is she gonna be the queen? And I still don't know, I still don't know. Like, because everything else are like monsters, right? Everything else are like monsters. And of the Carinas, and they kind of appear after the magma mining. So I still think that's a possibility, even though I wasn't hinted at. But because otherwise, what was her point in the episode in a way? Because she was like, either, as I mentioned earlier, she is part of Zerotwo's parent, right? Parent lineage. I think that's definitely a possibility. If that is not true, she has to have something to do with the Carinas. I think it's either one of those two things. Either she has something to do with the creation of the Carinas, or rebuild humans. Right? She was expert or something else, right? Like bioengineering. So that could be it. Or she is something with Zerotwo's, or the other one, Alpha 9 or whatever. Right? That might be split. He might have cloned, some other minor DNA from the Queen and took Carina's DNA or something like that and created all the alphas and so on, right? It's something like that. Otherwise, I couldn't see honestly what her point is, except he's making him sad. He's making his life story be worse than this, right? Because she just died right away during the first kind of like experiment with the Franxx thing. Well, I guess it kind of makes it significant. Says that he learns that you need to be two people. He learns you need to be two to pilot in the mecha and have to have emotions. I suppose though. Otherwise, I thought he was a great character. Because she was like, I don't want to be immortal. Because if you're immortal, you can't have babies, and I want to have a baby with the man I love. And it's like, what man do you love? The man I would dinner with. Me? So that was a great scene. It was like, wait, you love me? And also very direct. He was like, I want to have babies. Oh, oh, I see. So yeah, I mean, who created the baby and who created the Zerotwo? Again, I really loved it. Scene. He was like, best girl DNA. that was sweet. It was nice there. So the ending was really good, and I do think that Karina again could be a part of Zerotwo. It felt like he was creating this baby right before he got to the DNA. He was creating a baby of him and his wife. We're kind of trying to, and maybe it didn't work because he was like experimenting on cloning, and they never really fulfilled his goal. And maybe adding that hair DNA, right? Adding the DNA from the powerful queen could have been the trigger that made his and Carina's baby actually survive the whole test tube thing of like super advanced cloning, right? I think it could be it, but who knows? It's like it's a good episode. And they kept some secrets there. See what is ape, but I don't think it's some kind of evil aliens or AI, right? Something like that. Arguably, the feel like it matters that much. We're gonna get the whole thing with them. And one thing that I said last I would say with them with the ape is that, man, they probably the plan, right? Make everyone immortal, and just make them reliable, believe in them, right? And it's a freaking horrible future. It's a horrible future. It's like, okay, so everyone's immortal. But you have no free will. You're just working in this bio machinery. So you're always like, you're working, right? You have no emotion. You go home and get the emotion machine. It's like, it's really horrible, yeah. It seems like the worst ever. Like, it's really the worst ever. Like, they have this internal servitude of nothingness. This is like, yeah, then you go home and you live for hundreds of years. Oh, how great. Like the worst immortality ever in Darling in France. horrible immortality world to be in. Anyway, hope you liked the review, and I'll see you guys next week.